Mind is where you are going to assess how everything feels. Like that is the power of the mind. And so, how you understand and control those thoughts, since they're responsible for so much of your quality of life, you have to understand, you're going to have 1,000 of them in an hour, and they are precious. If you start looking at each 1,000 thought as something that's incredibly precious, and start evaluating, was this a good, bad, or indifferent, like you're going to continually get to a place where you're creating better and better thoughts as it relates to all aspects of anything that you want to do in your life. Everybody, the cornerstone that really gets deep. So if your thoughts are setting the stage, what you're doing is your experience. You know what I mean? Like, you're the one that decides everything. People have got to stop thinking that life and time is just blowing by them and they are the victim of the expansion of the universe and how fast time goes, and that there's just never enough time because it's moving too fast. It's moving too fast because you've created it in a chaotic way that you cannot get control over it. And all the things that you choose to do in your life, things that you like, things that you don't like, things that you think you've been forced to do, things that you've been put in a position that you think are this job that you don't like is because, you were forced to do it, or you're forced to do another thing that you just don't like. There's no force in it. Like, you didn't find a solution to have, some sort of way to create it to where you can enjoy it, or at least make it neutral. You just didn't take the steps to lead this thing that you're doing that is creating this negative feeling in you. And when you think about, man, what is everything that I do in a day? Okay, I choose to do, for the most part, about 15 to 20 different things during a day that are blocked in sort of, what you end up doing in the day. You have a handful of things, even if it's not scheduled, that you're going to do. And then inside those, let's just say they're around an hour a piece, in between half hour, 2 hours, you're going to be taking 500 or so different things that you're going to be doing. And a couple of major things that you've decided to do. You've made all those decisions. Those are all things that you have complete control over. Now, if you decide, like, you're driving to work and then somebody hits you and that was your action, now you're in this position of, like, do you just get super angry and does your world collapse in on you, and now you're going to get fired because you're late again, because you're always late, and now, like, you didn't renew your insurance, and now you're really in trouble. But these are all these things that are a result of thoughts that then you made the decision, I'm not going to renew the insurance, and then you had no control over getting hit, but how you feel about it and then what you do to try to rectify it, these are all the actions and the thoughts around it you have complete control over. And that is the makeup of your entire life. And that's a dramatic, a more dramatic example, because if you have that much, going on in your life that's disrupted through your creation, you're going to be in this very negative state in a major way. And that's the importance of how you feel in everything. Because if your thoughts are creating the strategy and do so much of, like, what the experience is, and then your actions are the things that you do to realize the things that you want to achieve and be a part of and enjoy and make your life, then your emotions, or how it feels, is the gauge of the thoughts and actions that you have taken. That the way it actually feels becomes so incredibly important, because it is the ultimate insight to whether or not the thoughts and the actions that you've decided to take are the right thing